Halloween is a time of year that is both playful and scary, jokes and frights, tricks and treats. There's no story that so perfectly embodies Halloween as The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving. Even though Halloween as we know today wasn't even established back then, it still captures the spirit. It's a glimpse into a small town where people tell ghost stories and play pranks on each other. See my video, A Trip to Sleepy Hollow, where I visit the real-life location, search for the Headless Horseman Bridge, and go further in depth of what makes the story so special. It's immortal like a nursery rhyme. It's been retold again and again, and with any story like that, it tends to get changed a lot for new generations. But one of the most drastic changes, the most wildest off-the-wall retelling, was Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow in 1999. There's been many film versions, many which were made for TV, lots of them were parodies or spin-offs. There was a lot out there. But when this came out, it was big. This wasn't just another Sleepy Hollow movie. This was mainstream, in theaters, Tim Burton, big budget, Johnny Depp, the whole deal. This was a big chance to give a faithful adaptation of the story, to put it into the public consciousness, to make the definitive Sleepy Hollow movie. But that didn't happen. Not that it was bad, it just wasn't the real story. The plot of this movie is completely insane. It has almost nothing to do with the original tale. That doesn't mean I don't like it, but just hear me out. First, I want to talk about the major differences. Instead of Ichabod being a school teacher, he's an investigator, and he goes to Sleepy Hollow to investigate the murders done by the Headless Horseman. Brom Bones is still in there. He still has sort of a rivalry with Ichabod over Katrina Van Tassel, but it's not played up as much as in the book. Brom still dresses up like the Headless Horseman and throws the pumpkin at Ichabod, but instead of it only being implied that it was Brom playing a prank, here it was definitely him. But the Headless Horseman is also real and is going around cutting off heads. So, okay, the Headless Horseman is definitely real. That's just one little twist, but it goes much further than that. There's a witch, basically, who's using the horseman's skull to control him, which I think makes the horseman less scary because he doesn't act on his own. He's just somebody's pawn. There's a tree of the dead, which is the horseman's grave marker, but also a portal into the world of the dead. The tree bleeds, there's heads inside it, and the witch has this complex motive about trying to get back a family fortune by killing off those who have inherited it. So it's very fair to say this is not reliant on its source material. You have to look at this as its own story. It's something new and entirely different. So, other than that, what else does it have going on? Well, the visuals are amazing. I have to get that out of the way. In fact, when I saw this in the theater, I was blown away. I loved the credit sequence especially. All those wide shots, those deep scenic views of Sleepy Hollow are mesmerizing to look at. Every one of those shots is a work of art that I would hang on my wall if I had more wall space. The tone is strange. I still don't really know what to make of it, but it seems like it's meant to be funny. There's an unnecessary amount of blood. It always seems to be squirting onto somebody's face for no real reason, and it's always bright red to stand out amongst the gloomy scenery. The last film I can recall to have that style of blood was Dawn of the Dead, but there's probably tons of other examples. It's also very much inspired by the Hammer films. No surprise that Tim Burton is always getting veteran horror stars like Vincent Price and Edward Scissorhands. Now he has Michael Gough and Christopher Lee, who's in a small part, but still, wow, it was unexpected. When I first saw this, I couldn't believe Christopher Lee was in it. Keep in mind, this was before Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movies and the Star Wars prequels, where a whole new generation got to know who Christopher Lee is. Lee retired from horror movies in the 70s, so it was really awesome to see him here. They even put him in front of some kind of eagle statue, which makes it look like he has bat wings spreading out. I've always heard that he didn't like being associated so much with the Dracula movies. Even though he escaped the same kind of typecasting that Lugosi had, he was very reluctant in starring in all the Dracula sequels, so I can't help but chuckle at this scene as if they just slipped it behind him. To get back to the gore, there's an unheard of amount of head decapitations. At that time, I had never seen so many heads get cut off on screen in a mainstream film like that. Even the poster said, "Heads will roll." There's all the traditional Tim Burton freak-out moments, like when the horseman's skull is returned to his body and his face regenerates. For at least one brief moment, it looks like Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and when the face is fully formed, it's Christopher Walken with sharp teeth. How much more badass can you get? There's many homages to classic horror films like the windmill burning from Frankenstein, although here the windmill, of course, has to explode. Everything's over the top. It's a non-serious take on a classic story, and it jumbles many ideas together. I have mixed feelings about it because it's a very mixed film. You might say there's already been enough movies based on Sleepy Hollow and that it should take a unique twist and do something different. But this was a chance to introduce the story to a new generation and with big production values. It could have been the ultimate Sleepy Hollow movie. I still like the idea of a crazy spin-off, but I wish it was two separate films. I guess if you want to see a really good and faithful enough retelling of the story, see the Disney animated version, Ichabod. It's grouped together with the Mr. Toad story, but every Halloween I always skip to the Ichabod part. Ever since I was a kid, Disney's Ichabod has always been a tradition to watch every year.